FY26?
Yeah, maybe just a little, but maybe not. So it's going to be a little tricky. So it's going to be commercialized sometime in 26. So mostly FY27 only.
Okay. Okay, sir. And maybe final question, sir, is, we were working with some US client and some issue happened at the client end. So in general, can you talk about, US market business development? Where are we on that?
So the US market is doing well. It's growing quite well. In fact, I think we probably mentioned one of our customers had a problem with their US FDA. That still is going on. So although we expect a new customer to start soon, they have started the erstwhile facility of Pfizer, and once they get their approval, we should be again able to supply for the US market.
So what would be your contribution, US revenue contribution, this year, and then how do you see it evolving over, let's say, next 2 years? Can you give some directional view on that?
Right now it's negligible. So any growth which comes over negligible would be significant only.
But 10% in next 2 years, 10-15%, is that a reasonable estimate?
Unless we have the US FDA approval of the possible customer, I think it would be too premature to give a guidance on the numbers and revenue share. But yeah, once that facility is up and running, maybe we'll know more. So after a couple of quarters, we can probably answer that question.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for answering all my questions, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask questions. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask questions. The next question is from the line of Aman Vij from Astute Investment Management. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. My first question is on the margins this quarter. It was lower than the last quarter. Any specific reason for this thing?
Yeah, but product mix always keeps on changing with respect to quarter and quarter. With Orchid, I have always maintained that please look at us as a company with cumulative quarter and quarter results. Our guidance has been 40% plus minus 2. Last quarter was an aberration, and this quarter is more in line with what we expect going forward. So 40% plus minus 2 is our guidance. And whenever you look at Orchid, like Q on Q is not the right way. So if you're looking at Q2 results, you should look Q1 plus Q2 combined. Similarly, Q3, please look at Q1, Q2, Q3 combined. Like that.
Sure, sir. And could you comment on the other income, which was 13 crores this quarter?
Yeah. So the other income, the large part is the interest that we have earned right now from the QIP money we raised last year for the investments into ACA and other projects. So since that deployment is not meaningfully started, so that's a large part of the change is the interest income on that.
Sure. Next is on the Dhanuka part of the business. So what kind of growth are you expecting in that part of the business for FY25? And you had talked about an aspiration of margin improvement. So where are we on that front?
So we are expecting about 15% growth this year again in Dhanuka Laboratories. And the margins should, I think the EBITDA should also grow in the same proportion.
Sorry, sir, but we had talked about, say, high single digit / low double digit kind of aspirational margin in that. So where are we?
No, I think there's some confusion. We've never given a guidance of double digit expected margin. So yeah, around 6 to 8%, it should be in the similar range only.
Okay. So no further improvement we are seeing, at least for next year.
Yeah.
Sure, sir. On the CapEx plan for FY25 and 26, what is your expectation for the same?
So you mean actual deployment, or because we already talked about the project-wise CapEx, you mean how much will be actually spent?
Yes.
It's difficult to talk about different projects like that. But on 7-ACA, you can expect about 25% investment in this year, 25 to 33, something like that. And on cefiderocol, also a lesser number or similar number, because a lot of it would be as advances. So I don't think, just cash would be a right way to measure it.
Sure. No other major CapEx apart from these two?
No. The third one is the rejig that we are doing of the oral capacity. So that's about, we have budgeted about 25 to 30 crores. So that's going to be spent this year. Nothing else.
Sure. Sure. And in the start of the call, you were guiding for kind of 20% CAGR over the next couple of years. So given, does this include numbers from enmetazobactam as well, or this is the base business you have talked about?
So it basically it's about the AMS business. From enmetazobactam, the numbers would be over a number.
Sure. And you talked about it will take at least one more quarter, right? So maybe from Q2 only we can see some royalty payments on that front.
Yeah. We hope to see that, yes.
Sure, sir. And any reason in terms of geographical breakup, you only give the regulated and the other markets. So any reason we are not ready to share more on that front?
Yeah, that's, a proprietary information, and a lot of people, our customers and don't want us to share, and even our competitors can get some information. So that's our policy, not to share geographical information.
Sure, sir. Final question on Shionogi. Any other tie-up which is possible in FY25 apart from, say, cefiderocol and...
We don't foresee anything as of now.
Okay. These are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask questions. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask questions. The next question is from the line of Tanmay Gandhi from Investec. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Congrats on the strong year. So my first question is on enmetazobactam. So can you give some color that, how will the India launch play out, and will you be looking for multiple partners, or you will give some exclusive license to a single company?
In terms of Tanmay, the revenue guidance we have given, in 3 years after launch, the product should be about, 75 to 100 crore kind of a number. And on the partner front, I don't think we will go with too many people. But yeah, it would definitely be Orchid plus somebody else as well.
So basically a two-player market.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And so, secondly, on your, on the launch in Europe, right? I think the partner has already started supplying the product. So have you heard anything from Electra, or do you have any expectation for the royalties which you are planning to receive in coming quarters?
Right now, no, we don't have any forecast from them. We'll be engaging with them shortly about the launches. So maybe in the next quarter, we'll be able to report something.
Okay, but we do expect some royalties to start coming in from next quarter, right?
Yeah, that's the expectation. Unfortunately, it's only an expectation. We don't have any formal communication yet.
Yeah, I understand. And sir, lastly, for the India business, so how is the manufacturing, will be taken care of? So we have already tied up with someone, and do we already have the API with us?
You are talking about enmetazobactam?
Yeah, enmetazobactam only.
Yeah. So we are tied up with the CMO, and we have taken the validation batches. API will be made in Orchid's current facility. So all those things are set up. As soon as we receive the final approval from the government, we will be good to go.
Okay. And then, sir, again on the, Electra is the second source, right, for a global launch. So have you started off the discussion? Sorry, I missed your response to that question asked by earlier participant.
Yeah, we are yet to hear from them about start of sales. So once we do, we'll be setting up a call with them on how will be the mechanism for accounting and audit be set up.
So sir, my question is on the API supplies to Electra for their vehicle sale.
No, there is no discussion on that. They are right now outsourcing it, and only after the sales start, maybe after a couple of quarters after start, there would be an opportunity to start discussing. But typically, whoever would be their supplier would have some exclusivity already in place.
Understood. Thank you. Thanks a lot for this information.
Yeah.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and one to ask questions. The next question is from the line of Anand Jain, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity, sir, and congratulations on a good year. Most of my questions have been answered. Just one question. In case of, so this is very heartening to hear that, we are looking to launch enmetazobactam very soon in India. What kind of marketing preparations and other preparations have we done to do that? And is there in any way for us to understand the opportunity size that exists for us? When can we see India sales of enmetazobactam starting to reflect? And also on the pricing side of enmetazobactam in India, how do you see that?
And then some of those details are proprietary. For example, the pricing and things like that. I won't be able to share that right now. With respect to the launch, we are just waiting for the government, and hopefully we should see some sales coming in the next quarter. That's what we are hoping for. And your third question was with respect to the preparation. No. I mean, next quarter will be Q2, because the product is still not approved for launch by the government. We received the clinical trial waiver, the licensing, etc. is going on.
Okay.
And your last question was with respect to the preparation. So our AMS team has been working diligently to create a strategy, but unfortunately, we, too early to share it before we launch the division formally. So again, I'll have to hold back on this question.
And what about, just like cefiderocol for rest of the world market, which is most of the developing nations, are we planning to have enmetazobactam also for the ROW market? Is that also part of our understanding with Electra?
So Orchid only has the rights to sell in India. Rest of the world market are going to be with Electra only.
Okay. One question on avibactam. Can this product be like, 100 crore product in 2-3 years? And where are we on the penetration of avibactam?
So, what we feel is that this product has great potential because it is going to address the problem of antimicrobial resistance against the two of the most common molecules, which is ceftriaxone and azithromycin. And it should be able to save meropenem for future generations. So we feel that the potential is huge, but it all depends, how doctors accept the product and how the customers, the patients respond. So a bit too early to give you the exact idea, but I think the molecule has great potential.
Oh, so what you're saying is that it has the potential to be that kind of a product, but how it gets acceptance by the fraternity, the medical fraternity is going to determine that.
That's right.
So one last question, again going back to enmetazobactam. ROW markets, do we have any idea what Electra is planning to do? Is any talks with Electra going on where we can step in for, because we are going to make the API also. So are there any plans for us stepping into that role or any discussions happening with Electra around that?
Yeah, it's very interesting. We also think like that, but to the best of our knowledge, they are not interested in non-regulated markets. So, at this point of time,
we have not had any
I don't think we have an answer to this question. But they seem to be only interested in US, Europe, and China. That's where the big bucks are.
So the participant got disconnected. We'll move on to the next question. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and one to ask questions. The next question is from the line of Vishal Manchanda from Systematics. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, with respect to the Para 4 filings, we were on Zavicefta and Teflaro. Can you share an update or where are we there?
So Zavicefta is already filed. That was ceftazidime avibactam. And Teflaro is basically ceftaroline. We are still working on the partner selection on ceftaroline. That's why we decided to launch it in India. And hopefully we should be able to do it once we are able to find the right partner with the right kind of arrangement.
On Zavicefta filing, have we done it on our own or we have partnered?
We developed the A&D completely on our own and we filed in Orchid's name.
Got it, sir. And the second one on sterile facility, as you said, we are at 80% utilization. But if I look at your quarter-over-quarter numbers, they are flat. So having ramped up from 0 to 80%, should not have the quarter numbers grown faster this quarter?
No, I said in the last quarter, the utilization, like I said, we commissioned in December, and then we had some validation work to do, and then last 2 months we were able to run at full capacity. So, as you know, it's a long cycle, so probably the sales impact would not have come in the quarter itself.
So Vishal, what I was trying to say is that, that 80% utilization happened towards the end of the quarter. And once you produce, the product has to be kept for sterility for 2 weeks. So, whatever we produced in March was probably not sold in March. So what you would see is some reflection within this, in this quarter, you should see some reflection of those.
Got it, sir. Got it. And so just one final one on 7-ACA clarity. So when you manufacture 7-ACA, can you also manufacture D-acetyl 7-ACA from the same plant? Is it a downstream product or it's a very different process to manufacture D-acetyl 7-ACA?
It's a downstream project, already a plan of our implementation, which will be done in China.
Okay. And just one more, what with Dhanuka and Orchid both together, how much of the 7-ACA we produce can be used in-house?
Including our plans of setting up the downstream unit, 80%, more than 80% can be used in-house.
Okay. Not if we exclude ceftriaxone capacity that we are planning to put up, just for the base business that we do currently from Dhanuka and Orchid.
So that's about 25%.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's all from my side.
Thanks, Nisha.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and one to ask questions. You may press star and one to ask questions. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and one to ask questions. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Thank you. I thank you all for participating in this call. It was a very fruitful discussion. Sometimes some of your questions kind of excite us to ask the right questions to ourselves actually, and we find a lot of good answers also. So thanks for raising those questions and keeping us on our toes. And we look forward to your continued support. Hopefully, we can continue our journey towards making a successful Orchid Pharma once again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Systematics Institutional Equities, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your line.